But without strong U.S. support for the deal, senior officials in Berlin, Paris, and London say it may be only a matter of time before the pact between Tehran and six world powers unravels, with grave consequences for Middle East security, nonproliferation efforts, and transatlantic ties. The two-year-old agreement, under which Iran agreed to freeze its nuclear program for 15 years in exchange for sanctions relief, is viewed in Europe as a rare triumph of international diplomacy in the Middle East. As tensions over North Korea's nuclear activities risk boiling over into all-out war, any move by the United States to undermine the Iran deal is seen in Europe as utter folly. Despite this, Trump is expected to declare this week that Iran is not complying with the pact. He is also due to unveil a tough new strategy toward Iran, including designating its Revolutionary Guards Corps as a terrorist organization that could sink the deal. A decision by Trump to decertify would not automatically kill the agreement, known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. The expectation is that Trump would kick the ball to Congress, which would then have 60 days to decide whether to reimpose sanctions lifted as part of the JCPOA. Three-pronged response. European officials said they were preparing a three-pronged strategy if this does occur. First, Berlin, London and Paris would issue statements reaffirming their commitment to the deal. And third, they would present measures to pressure Iran over its ballistic missile program and destabilizing policies in the Middle East, areas that fall outside the narrowly focused nuclear deal. French President Emmanuel Macron alluded to this at the United Nations last month. Diplomats said the package was still in the works and they had not yet briefed Brussels on it. We all knew the JCPOA wasn't perfect, but by calling its benefits into question I see us only losing, said a senior European diplomat who has been involved in negotiations with Iran since 2003, well before Washington joined the talks under President Barack Obama. If Trump follows through on his threats, it will be the second time in 4 months that he has distanced the United States from a major multilateral agreement despite intense lobbying by partners and members of his own cabinet. But in Europe, the Iran move would be seen as far more damaging than Trump's decision in June to pull out of the Paris Climate Accord. The threat from Iran in terms of nuclear proliferation is more immediate. This is far more dangerous, said Elmar Brok, a veteran foreign policy expert in the European Parliament and party ally of German Chancellor Angela Merkel. European officials and analysts fear a breakdown of the JCPOA could lead to an arms race in the Middle East, a military conflict between Iran and Israel, and an escalation of regional proxy wars between Iran and Saudi Arabia. They fear it would also doom any chances, no matter how slim, for a negotiated deal with North Korea. All about war. At the end of the day it's all about the risk of war, said François Heisbourg, chairman of the International Institute for Strategic Studies. There is also the danger of a further deterioration in transatlantic ties, especially if Washington targets European firms that do business in Iran. Even if the EU were to take such a step, the senior French diplomat said European companies could think twice about their Iran commitments. Among firms that have announced big deals in Iran since the JCPOA went into force are planemaker Airbus, French energy group Total and Germany's Siemens. One of the big difficulties of the agreement is ensuring the economic operators have confidence in the system, and key to that is confidence in the United States, the diplomat said. Any signs that European companies are pulling back could prompt the Iranians to reassess the merits of the nuclear deal. The agreement with Iran is like a delicate plant, said Omid Nouripour, an Iranian-born lawmaker with the German Greens Party, which is expected to be part of Merkel's next coalition government.